Hi, I'm with Mr. Ivan Heng, who is the creative director of this year's National Day.
Hello, Mr. Brown.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good, good. I just want to know.
Should I call you Mr. Brown?
Yeah, Brown is fine.
Brown.
Yeah, if you call me Kinman, it sounds like my teacher's calling me.
Right. Kinman!
Scared, right?
Hello, Brown. Hi.
Hi. How do you get involved in the National Day Parade this year?
I was headhunted. Yeah, actually, the NDP committees have been actually approaching me for quite a few years, since 2006. But I've always resisted it.
Why?
I just wasn't comfortable with. I mean, all my work has been about rejecting this idea of propaganda, and I've always felt the NDP was very propagandistic. But I had a meeting with Desmond Tan, who was the show chairman, as well as the chairman of EXCO, Chuan Jin, and they seemed really open and really progressive and really kind of bright people who really wanted a real change. And I explained my problem with propaganda. And one of the questions was, who has the final say? And
so who does?
They said, we do. And I said, no, you don't. I do. And then there was this silence. But we kind of really understood at that point that really it had to be a shared thing. And what's really wonderful about this year's show is I feel that there is a real kind of wonderful collaboration. So the show is materially different.
How is it different? And what was the one thing they said to you that convinced you, okay, this year it won't be propaganda-ish. I'll be allowed to do my thing?
One of the reasons why I accepted it was because I had to look back at all my work as a theatre director, and I said, what I've set out to do, or what are the stories I tell, in fact, are actually Singaporean stories. And so much of the work has been about how to make people be proud of being Singaporean, or be happy, or to touch them, or to engage them. I really did begin to see that, this was also what Desmond wanted and Chuan Jin wanted. And so we started really having a conversation, and the trust has been built. I think that's what's really interesting, because NDP is usually kind of very committee based, right? Very direction by committee, and sometimes that leads to a dumbing down of a show rather than making a show more complex and more layered. And but I realized that there was really a possibility was actually we wanted the same things.
So which parts of the show did you enjoy working on the most?
I think that this year's show is very collaborative. One of the numbers called the First Wave has got the Singapore Dikir Barat Federation, has got PA, has got Mrs. Basker's dancers, has got the Mayan Warrior Company, has got 600 members of the choir. There are gigantic boats coming in. So there are like 8 elements and 1,200 people on stage at the same time. And I think that bringing it all together, with the support of the army, because you really have to manage entrances and exits and timings and queues, and you have to be precise because you're just dealing with 1,200 people. That it has been really exciting to work so collaboratively. I feel very actually humbled by it.
How so?
I don't know, it's just, these ideas basically came up, and they were just, it was a blank sheet of paper, and now you see them kind of, taking shape. And and I do think that really in this particular show, the sum is far greater than its parts.
Is this the biggest production you've worked on so far?
Yes. I don't think it gets any bigger.
Doesn't get any bigger in Singapore.
No, I think it's a uniquely Singapore phenomenon.
Yeah. Nobody celebrates National Day like we do, I think, almost.
No, not at all. And we have a parade, and then we have a show, and all around it, I think it is a very, very people show.
Hi, I'm with Colonel Desmond Tan, show chairman for NDP.
Yeah. Hi.
What does a show chairman do?
Wow, my job is actually quite simple.
High power. You.
Something like that. Yeah. I think the word is oversee. Basically, I'm given the responsibility to oversee every aspect of the show, from the creative to the technical side, as well as the production, and pretty much the operational side as well when we come to the platform.
So, how did you all come up with the title "Come Together"?
I think the idea that this year, in particularly in a difficult and uncertain time, the idea is to issue a rally call to get people to really come together like what we do.
How many people are involved this year?
There are 4,000 show participants and about 2,500 thereabout, close to 3,000 participants on the total defense as well as the parade. So all in all, about 7,000 people on stage.
Combined rehearsal 3. Was it 4 yesterday? Day before yesterday. 4. It rained. How did that feel, man? So heavy rain, no, not drizzle, right?
Yes. I think hindsight, of course, it felt great because some people say that it felt almost like we planned for it.
Very drama.
Yeah, very drama, and then it adds to the whole emotive experience, when you take the pledge and then the rain coming down. And it's added by the fact that actually there was a segment where Prime Minister said something about his experience in 1968.
It was a downpour, we froze, we were drenched. We watched to see if we stood or we would run for cover. Nobody ran for cover. We shivered, but we stood there and we marched with pride. And along the route, the crowds gathered to cheer us.
So he said nobody moved. So we were just watching now, to see whether people moved or not. But it was fantastic. I think the participants were great. They stayed, and then they sang even louder. The audience shouted even louder. I think it kind of added to the atmosphere and the experience as well. Yeah, it was very moving actually. When I was just standing, actually I couldn't help it. I went up to the podium and I stood down there. I took the pledge because I felt I want to be with the guys, on stage.
I like what you say about being humble. I felt the same way. Because having run around behind the scenes and just to see the scale of the sacrifice and commitment involved.
Yeah.
All these people trying to make things happen, kids all the way up to adults, it's humbling.
Yes, and it's very hard to be cynical.
No, very hard.
When you see everyone you can't, because everyone, it's wonderful. Yeah. And I think it boils down to the fact, it comes down to love of working with each other and probably basically, on the one basic level, love for your country, which I think is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
When all is said and done. And then, of course, the reason why we are radicals and why we say what we do and why we rebel is because we love the country. We love Singapore. Yeah, they have to understand that before they keep censoring us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was a spectacular show. Everyone's going home right now, but look at the happy faces. It's a very, very good show. The anthem was fantastic, the new mix, the pledge, when you say the pledge, lump in the throat, I'm telling you right now. The performers and the audience were one. I know it's kind of corny and all that, but I really enjoyed myself. And if you missed the show, you're missing out. I'm telling you right now. National Day Parade 2009. Don't miss it.